What's up, my sweethearts? What it do? It's your girl, Jennifermdarealest, my sweethearts. My sweethearts, get your lights all the way up so we can get ready for this. Yeah, y'all already know what it do. My sweethearts, lights is up. Let's get this justice going, all right? Faye Marie Sweatlet. Okay, my sweethearts? I hope I'm saying that last name correct. Abducted. Killed by a South Carolina neighbor. South Carolina, get your lighters all the way up. Lighters up, South Carolina. Stand all the way up, for real. Officials say after autopsies, alright? So, my sweethearts, investigators said 6-year-old Faye Marie Sweatlet of Case was killed last week by Cody Scott Taylor, 30, a neighbor found dead after being interviewed by investigators following Faye's disappearance. It appears that Taylor is the sole, perpetrator, straight up, perpetrator of this crime. The sole perpetrator, straight up. Case Department of Public Safety Director Byron Snellgrove said during a press conference Tuesday, autopsy results released Tuesday in the death of Faye, who was first reported, my sweethearts, missing 8 days ago, show she died by, a suffocation. Suffering, basic suffocation, my sweethearts. Suffocation, all right? According to Lexington County coroner Margaret Fisher, an autopsy performed on Taylor over the weekend shows he died by suicide, Fisher said, according to Associated Press. Investigators say Taylor killed Faye Sweatlet hours after she was abducted from her yard on February 10th. Fisher said the autopsy determined the child's death was a homicide and did not occur at the location where her body was discovered. Fisher said Faye's body had been at that location only for a short time. My sweethearts, Faye was last seen playing in her yard around 3:45 p.m. February 10th. She was reported missing to law enforcement around 5 p.m. after her mother searched the neighborhood and spoke with the neighbors. The report triggered a multi-agency search involving more than 300 law enforcement officers that spanned 3 days and centered on an area within about a mile of the first grader's home. Unbelievable, first grader. The massive search for Faye Sweatlet ended where it began, steps from her home. Between Monday and Wednesday nights, my sweetheart, investigators conducted 4 perimeter searches of the neighborhood and collected video footage from nearly 50 locations, Snellgrove said. Snellgrove, my sweetheart, said. Snellgrove said they discovered video that appeared to show Taylor doing some things that are suspicious to us, but Snellgrove would not elaborate. Doing some suspicious things? I need to know what that is. What was a first grader doing that was suspicious? Like to us. By the end of the week, officers had followed 283 leads from a hotline set up during the search. Law enforcement also knocked on every door of every home in the Churchill Heights neighborhood where she lived, going back to each house until they interviewed every resident, which is good. Investigators interviewed the man they ultimately determined was responsible for Faye's death. Taylor lived about 150 feet from Faye's home. Snellgrove said Taylor was interviewed by investigators on Wednesday afternoon and was cooperative and gave them permission to search his home. Investigators did not find anything at the home that led them to believe he was connected to the case at the time. And I believe that. That's why he letting them in. Come on in. Oh, just check around. Knowing nothing up in there, at that time. Taylor does have a roommate, but there was no indication that the roommate was involved, Snellgrove said. Fisher said evidence shows Faye was already dead at the time Taylor was interviewed. Investigators believe Taylor killed Faye within hours of her abduction on February 10th and moved her body under the cover of darkness in the early morning hours of February 13th. A sick psycho. Snellgrove found Faye's body around 10:30 a.m. February 13th after investigators found a child's polka dot boot and a soup ladle with freshly dug dirt in it during a search of neighborhood trash cans. The trash can in which the items were found was associated Taylor's townhome. After calling for assistance to conduct an additional search of the wooded area behind that home, Snellgrove found Faye's body nearby. A funeral for Faye will be held. We don't need it. Yes, y'all already know it's a funeral. Someone died. This is ridiculous. Sick psycho. That's what your girl gonna say. A sick psycho. And my sweethearts, results of 6-year-old Faye Marie Swetlick's autopsy was shared with the public Tuesday afternoon. Okay, little Faye disappeared, like I told y'all, from the front yard of her case. CAYCE, my sweethearts. South Carolina home, like I told y'all, February 10th, if she was playing outside after school. All right, I'm more into detail. Her body was found 3 days later. All right, it was a homicide investigation. Officials delayed releasing results of her autopsy out of respect for Faye's family. So that's why y'all didn't hear me say about the results of the autopsy. And even with the wait, Lexington County coroner Margaret Fisher struggled to share how Faye died. See that? They don't even want y'all to let y'all know because it's sick and sad. The autopsy showed Faye died just a few hours, like I told y'all, after she was abducted. So he killed her straight off after a few hours. After he did what he did. This is so bad. She died, like I said, asphyxiation, which means the suspect. Like I said, my sweethearts, I said suffocation, right? But it means the suspect cut off her air supply. So like I said, she couldn't breathe. You know, same like I'm saying, but she couldn't breathe. It's not clear, oh my goodness, my sweethearts, if she was strangled or suffocated. Like I said, I did say suffocation. But they can't tell if she was strangled or suffocated. That's bad. When the police found Faye's body, they said she had only been there a short time. The coroner said Faye did not die where she was found, like I told y'all, okay? To Faye's mother and father, my heart, like so many others, break for you, Fisher said. I know that there's nothing I can bring to comfort. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this right now. Just give me one more minute. So police also found the body of the 30-year-old neighbor, like I told y'all, if y'all didn't understand, Cody Taylor, on Thursday, a short time after finding Faye. So it's saying in the news conference, police said Taylor killed Faye and that he was the only one involved in her death. Okay? That's bad. He was seen on video doing some suspicious things, but they would not elaborate, okay? He was on there. Police questioned Taylor on Wednesday afternoon, 2 days after officials believed he killed that little girl. So they questioned him. This is crazy. Sad. He gave officer permission, like I told y'all, to search her home. They didn't find any evidence. Next morning, excuse me, officers were going through trash cans in the neighborhood when they found one of Faye's rain boots. So they found it in the trash can where she was wearing last seen, okay? It was in Taylor's trash can. So all the evidence was in his trash can, not the house. They also found a soup, like I said, a soup ladle with freshly dug dirt. So y'all already know what that means. Let me see. Snellgrove was the one, said he was the one on the scene that morning, the officer, who made the horrific discovery of her body. So that's who found her. He was clearly emotional Tuesday as he talked about those moments and how tough it has been working the case. For the entire case community, the loss of Faye Marie Sweatlick will never leave our hearts or our minds. Snellgrove said, but it is my hope as we gather here today, we can start process this horrific crime and grieve the loss of the precious life. Okay, my sweethearts? Taylor's cause of death was not discussed in Tuesday's news conference. Like I said, he wanted to respect the family. And that's crazy because they definitely talked about Kanika death. They showed her pictures. They showed her bodies. They showed everything. Where the respect? Told you, each city doing it different. But it was shared after the fact. He killed himself, the coroner said. Details when that happened have not been shared. He got her to kill himself. Officers were called to Taylor's home due to a man bleeding on the back porch around 10:30. Thursday, Snellgrove said crews could not revive him. I don't even think they tried. I don't even think they wanted to revive him. I wouldn't have. That's one time I'd have took one for the team. Dang. This man called. He was bleeding to death. He bled out straight up. He ain't care about that baby. Took that baby life the way he did. Must have been crazy. This is the first time I heard a culprit took themselves out. Way to go. Take yourself out because guess what? You was great to get taken out already. Police did not confirm Taylor had a roommate. However, police do not believe the roommate was involved. As the community tried to deal with this tragic case, mourners have gathered at the Churchill Heights neighborhood where little Faye lived with her mother. It's where she was last seen and where her body was found. This is crazy. How did they get her? Like, how do somebody abducted these as babies? Like, nobody was watching her. Like, I'm so sick of that. Like, no, I just put it out front. I just went back in the house. You couldn't get a chair and sit by these babies while they play right beside y'all. I'm not, even if I don't want to be out there, guess what? My child won't be out there either then. Straight up. And I don't want to hear, I was just right there. You was not just right there enough for the culprit to take your child. Goodness. A growing memorial for Faye at one of the entrances of her neighborhood has gotten so large, a second one down the street. And that's sad. We don't want to hear about this, the stuffed animals, the visuals, and all that, because this is I don't have no excuses for these babies. So I don't want to give no excuse. I don't want to show the visuals and stuff. It's sad. It shouldn't have happened. That's where Jennifermdarealest going with this. It ain't like that. Mom was walking with her child, they abducted her from her. No, you was left her out there. Like, it's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying, my sweethearts? It's ridiculous. So, yes, rest in peace to that baby, my sweethearts. And like I said, y'all already know my slogan over here. We have no excuses for these babies. No excuses, okay? My sweetheart, it's your girl, Jennifermdarealest. This was a sad tragedy that happened to this mom, baby. Just took her right up off her stoop, right up off the lawn where they playing at. So my sweethearts, yes, this justice, and I'm trying to bring it. So everyone that have these lawns, these nice houses, I guess these lawns out there, it don't matter now. As you can see, Texas, this city, that, it don't matter. They snatching them kids up in front of your homes. Homes. So, I mean, yard, front yard, backyard, it is ridiculous. I had my doors open, everything, guard dogs outside, everything. My sweetheart, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified for your girl, Jennifermdarealest. Comment at the bottom. Comment, my sweethearts, because I know a lot of y'all have patios, lawns, and things like that. Nice houses that y'all have your kids out on the front lawns. But someone just tell me what, if you just caught someone, your neighbor, walking up on your lawn, taking your child. My sweethearts, it's your girl, Jennifermdarealest, like I said. Stay vigilant, stay up, stay alert, stay blessed, stay real, my sweethearts, and I'm out.